These are very important days for Oklahoma's wheat farmers. The annual wheat harvest is running behind schedule. So far, less than 10% of the crop has been harvested. And as Jason Doyle reports, producers are keeping a close eye on the weather forecast.
Usually about this time of year, Kay County wheat farmer Don Schieber is working his wheat fields in a combine. Right now, that farm equipment sits in his barn waiting for the opportunity to get into the field. The problem? The recent incessant rain across the state, which caused flooding, is now keeping farmers out of their fields.
I think the wheat is about ready, but I don't think we can get on the ground. It's a little wet.
Schieber says the ground is just too wet to get a combine in his field.
Looks really good. I'm really pleased with what I see here now. But, much rain as we've had, the wheat is so heavy that we can't get air down to the ground to dry it out.
The same story is being told across the state, according to Oklahoma Wheat Commission Director Mike Schulte.
We are 2 weeks behind schedule of what we normally would be. Just looking at the trends of what we've been dealing with harvest over the last 10 to 15 years.
For the past 5 years, wheat farmers in Oklahoma have been dealing with drought. The weather this season has presented a new set of challenges.
When we were in the significant drought from 2006 to 2018, traditionally we were having harvest a week and a half earlier than what we normally would. Normally the 1st of June in southwest Oklahoma, we had gotten into many years where we were a week ahead of schedule during that time, and now we've been into the first week of June and just getting started in southwest Oklahoma.
As the rain keeps coming, it's keeping the crop in the field. In the months leading up to harvest, that extra hydration actually helped the quality of the wheat crop. That same factor is keeping the combines away.
We are having problems getting out into the field right now, having the ground be able to carry the machinery, the combines, so they can get across the harvest is really becoming an issue in southwest and central Oklahoma due to all the moisture we have had.
Even if it doesn't rain, the increased humidity limits the number of hours the wheat can be gathered each day.
We also have had cooler temperatures, higher humidities, so getting started it takes place later in the day than what we traditionally would be during harvest season. So the window of opportunity for the producers to be out in the field to get the crop in has really been slim so far at this point in time.
Right now, wheat producers are getting the most traction in the southwest part of the state.
We have had some success in southwest Oklahoma down around Granfield and Chattanooga and Frederick. We have dodged some of the rains around the Frederick area. So in that region, we're probably 60% cut out. As of today at this interview right now, we're probably about 20% cut out in Granfield and Chattanooga regions.
The initial test weights are doing well considering the amount of rain that's fallen.
We've had ranges all over the board from 57 pounds per bushel to 64 pounds per bushel. I think right now, as of today, we're looking at around a 59 to 60 pound average, which we would certainly take given all the moisture we've had at this point in time.
In the meantime, wheat farmers are keeping an eye on the forecast, hoping for a drying breeze and not more rain.
Live day by day anymore. We've got everything ready to go, but we just can't.
The recent flooding also is affecting where the wheat ends up going.
Sometimes sell it at the port in Tulsa. They can't load barges at the port over there now because the water's too high. And they can't get barges up here from New Orleans because the tugboats can't get under the bridges.
Schieber adds Oklahoma's wheat is in demand within the international marketplace.
It goes to show that we do grow good wheat in Oklahoma and that people are wanting it. So right now Mexico's our largest customer, along with Taiwan and Japan and some of those countries, but we've just got to take care of the markets we got.
The Kay County farmer hopes the late harvest pays off for Oklahoma producers.
Right now we're too wet to get in the field. The wheat is a little bit green yet. So much of the wheat in Kay County was planted late after soybean harvest. So that's one of the reasons it's late. The cool, wet weather we've had has really made it later too. So hopefully later is better this year.
If things hold together and the rains hold off, it could be a great year for the wheat crop coming out of Oklahoma. Until the crop is out of the ground and the next crop is in the ground, the future is still difficult to predict.
We have fully admitted that the Lord has made his point and he's still in charge.
And Jason Doyle is back from Ponca City joining us now. Now, according to the National Weather Service, this is the third wettest May on record in Oklahoma ever. Yet, the crop looks good. So what are the agriculture officials telling you now?
Well, this week, the USDA increased its prediction for the Oklahoma winter wheat harvest to 111 million bushels. That's right around 6 million bushels more than their previous prediction, and it's also much larger than last year's crop.
Well, let's hope good things ahead. Thank you.